As you can tell, Miss Lily really doesn't like the post hole pounder. She's scared to death of it. But I gotta put some posts out here so I can pull this wire tight and secure it so that these piggies cannot pull it up, because they'll root up underneath of it and lift it. You only have to put them in deep enough so that that spade gets in the ground. That's all they need. All right. Now that's enough of that for now. Getting this all filmed, Lily, huh? She's getting everything all filmed. I won't pound anymore for a bit, okay? You don't have to go running off scared. All right. We're using plain old-fashioned wire like they use when they're binding concrete. It's the same stuff when they're tying rebar when they pour concrete. It's cheap wire, and for this purpose it's just fine. Start down low, as low as you can get. Pull it as tight as you can get it, and twist. Now what that does, that stops the pigs from being able to get underneath this fence and root it up with their nose, which they will do. They will absolutely do that. Yeah, I didn't get that very good. Didn't get that very good at all. There we go. I think 3 ties on that one should be sufficient. Go. Now today is Thursday. What is this, the 29th? 30th? 29th? I think it's the 29th of June. I know how I can find out. 30th. Today's the 30th of June. So very end of June. I'll bet you it'll take them, so let's say this is 16 by 16, that's 16, and this is about 6, so not quite 16 foot square. I'll bet you it's going to take them 5 days to have this completely rooted up, rototilled, and plowed up where it could be planted. Bet you 5 days. And then, if I had the wire, which I don't have, and up here in Alaska, I'm simply not going to invest the money right now because we're planning on leaving the state, so I don't want to have to invest in a bunch of stuff I'm going to get rid of. But if I was going to stay here, I would expand this out that way, another section, and another section, and so on and so forth, until I was get this whole area over here tilled up, and then I could come in and plant it. Make this the new garden area. Because one thing pigs are great at rototilling your garden for you. Not to mention adding really good fertilizer while they're going. All right. Okay, there it is. Well, I've got one more post to do over there, but it's 75 degrees out here. And for us Alaska boys, this is just scalding hot. I've been in Alaska too long. You know, when we get 30 degrees, it's t-shirt weather for us. Lily, come here. Lily, come. What's the matter, sweetie? What's the matter, sweetie? Huh? You're knocking your GoPro all over the place. You know that, don't you? You're just knocking it all over the place. You keep running into stuff. There you go. Is that better? Anyhow, let me show you a little bit about what we got going on, so you guys can see for yourselves. Okay, so first of all, here's Miss Lily, and you can see on Miss Lily's back, we have Lily. Quit going in circles. Sit, sit, sit. She does not sit well. You see the GoPro's on a shoulder mount on her back. So we're going to do a little film this morning with Miss Lily. You guys are going to get the dog's perspective of morning chores with her with the GoPro. Earlier we were filming and we had a little minor emergency because these guys, old tomato and french fry here, got out. I opened the door and reached inside to get their water dish, and while I was doing that, they got out. So there's their water and milk mix, which they were laying in a minute ago. But they've got nice cool mud inside. They'll go inside and lay in that mud here in a bit, but right now you can see they're already tilling that up. So doing their job, doing the pigerator thing. Very cool. Very cool. And me, I'm just roasting out here. All right, let me grab my wire and cutters. I can go put them up for the time being. Maybe this evening when it cools off, I'll come out and wire up and pound in that last T-post and wire that up. But okay, so I guess this is where we're at today. The duckies are enjoying the shade, as you can see over there and by the weeds. Their little area, they've got food and water, and the chickens are getting in there and eating their food and water. In fact, they're eating their food and water pretty much more than they are. There's the foundation. This coming week, the walls will start going up onto that. In fact, I was thinking about going to get material and working on that today. But we had a little pig emergency, and you know, that's life on the farm. Pigs got out, so what do? You think to yourself, well, you know, I keep meaning to put that wire out there for them pigs, but you know, sometimes my procrastination gets in the way of my life. And this is certainly one of those times, because I let it go too long and the pigs got out. Had I had that wire in place in the first time, it would not have been as big a deal. Oh, I know something I wanted to show you. Let me go back over there so I can show you this. Hog panels. Hog panels are one of the greatest inventions that they've come up with, as far as I'm concerned, for farming. When you're farming big livestock and you want to build some real infrastructure, here's a hog panel. You can see here, okay, this is a hog panel. Now, there's two different types of hog panels right here. This is your standard hog panel. Now, if you see me standing next to it, it barely comes up to, well, it barely comes up to my crotch. In fact, I can just about step over that. In fact, I do step over that wire. I can just step right over it and get in and out. But you see how it's graduated at the bottom? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands in the bottom foot. That's specifically designed for pigs, You'll see over there where they're at, it's the same thing, but over there, that's actually a combination panel. That's a hog panel and a cattle panel, as is that one there, hog and cattle. Now they make hog panels, which are these little short ones, specifically just for hogs. These are too short for horses or for cows. Those 4-foot ones are ideal for horses and cows, but generally they have too big of an opening at the bottom, and so your small critters like your pigs can get out of those. These panels that I bought are combination panels, so they have the smaller openings down here to stop the pigs from getting out, but they're tall enough to stop cows and horses from getting out. Here in Alaska, that's kind of critical because these big 4-foot panels will get buried in the snow. Believe it or not, our snow gets that deep. We get 5 feet sometimes on the ground here. It's not abnormal. But generally speaking, it sticks up above the ground just enough to keep the mooses from trying to walk through there. Meanwhile, these short panels, the mooses will get themselves hung up in them. In fact, I've got one over here. Here's something to show you. Talk about snow loads. See that tree stump right there? That tree stump, I'm 6'3" and it's level with my nose. That's that tree stump was at ground level at the bottom of the snow, at the snow level when we cut it. This is what happens to a hog panel when a moose gets in it. I don't know how well you can see that there, but the moose got in here and completely tore up these top couple of rows. So I'm going to come back here and cut this down and cut that off, and then it'll just be a really short panel, which I am concerned that the mooses or that the pigs will try to jump once they get bigger. Not when they get real big. When they get real big, of course, they can't jump anything. But once these guys get on another 50 pounds or so, they get kind of squirrely. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if they tried to jump out of there. But anyhow, so the hog panels is the lesson for the day. I'm going to go bring all this stuff in, see if we can't get it edited along with Lily's perspective of morning chores, and we'll go from there. Oh, look who came out to visit. See that? The Turks. The Turks are enjoying the quail box. They've got this outside area, this big inside area, plenty of room for their food and water, and they're completely protected from critters, varmints, anything that may bother them. Okay guys, well, that's enough for now. Thank you for watching my channel. I hope you subscribe. Really do. I really appreciate it if you do subscribe. Like the video if you like it. If not, give me a thumbs down if that's what I deserve. But please continue watching and follow along with Grandpa's Farm. We're going to be winding up this farm here in Alaska this summer, and hopefully later this summer, this fall, we'll start building a new farm in Ohio, which would be awesome. I'll be next to my grandchildren and I'll be able to enjoy that. So anyhow, more later guys. Thanks.